Hello everyone, this is Bhumika Patil, lecturer in Information Technology from Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology, Bhayandar. In this video, we are going to see about fourth chapter, that is digital evidences. The learning outcomes of these chapters are digital evidences, rules of digital evidences, characteristics of digital evidences, types of evidences, challenges in evidence handling, volatile evidences. Here are some subpoints of each and every outcome. Evidence validation. The challenge is to ensure that providing or obtaining the data that you have collected is similar to the data provided or presented in a court. Several years pass between the collection of evidence and the production of the evidence at judiciary proceeding, which is very common. To meet the challenge of validation, it is necessary to ensure that the original media matches the forensic duplication by using MD5 hashes. The evidence for file is nothing but the MD5 hash values that are generated for every file that contributes to case. The verify function within the in-case application can be used while duplication a hard drive with ncase. To perform a forensic duplication using DD, you must record MD5 hash for both the original evidence media and binary files or the files which compose the forensic duplication. Note that evidence collection calculated by MD5 after 6 months may not be helpful. MD5 hashes should be performed when the evidence is obtained. Volatile evidence. Not all the evidence on the system is going to last very long. Some evidences is residing in the storage that requires a consistent power supply. Other evidences may be stored in information that is continuously changing. When collecting evidence, you should always try to proceed from the most volatile to the least. Of course, you should still take the individual circumstances into account. You should not waste time extracting information from an unimportant or unaffected machine's main memory when an important or affected machine's secondary memory has not been examined. You need to respond to the target system at the console during the collection of volatile data rather than access it over the network. This way the possibility of the attacker monitoring your responses is eliminated, ensuring that you are running trust commands. If you are creating a forensic duplication of the targeted system, you should focus on obtaining the volatile system data before shutting down the system. To determine what evidence to collect first, you should draw up an order of volatility, a list of evidences sources ordered by a relative volatility. An example, an order of volatility would be registers and cache, routing tables, ARP cache, process table, kernel statistics and modules, main memory, temporary file system, secondary memory, router configuration, network topology. Registers and cache. The content of CPU cache and registers are extremely volatile since they are changing all of the time. Literally nanoseconds make the difference here. An examiner needs to get to the cache and register immediately and extract that evidence before it is lost. A routing table, ARP cache, process table, kernel statistics, memory. Some of these items like the routing table and the process table have data allocated on a network devices. In other words, that data can change quickly while the system is in operation. So evidence must be gathered quickly. Also, kernel statistics are moving back and forth between cache and main memory, which make them highly volatile. Finally, the information located on random access memory can be lost if there is a power spike or if power goes out. Clearly, that information must be obtained quickly. Temporary file system. Even though the content of temporary file systems have the potential to become an important part of future legal proceedings, the volatile concern is not as high here. Temporary file systems usually stick around for a while. Disks, even when we think that the data we place on a disk will be around forever, that is not always the case. However, the likelihood that data on the disk cannot be extracted is very low. Remote logging and monitoring data that is relevant to the system in questions. The potential for remote logging and monitoring data to change is much higher than data on hard drive, but the information is not as vital. So even though the volatility of a data is higher here, we still want that hard drive data first. Physical configuration, network topology and archival media. Here we have items that are either not that vital in terms of the data are not at all volatile. The physical configuration and network topology is information that could be help and investigation, but is likely not going to have a tremendous impact. Finally, archive data is usually going to be located on a DVD or a tape, so it isn't going anywhere anytime soon. It is great digital evidence to gather, but it is not volatile. Thank you.